Hello and thank you for clicking on my channel. Welcome to the Real Movie Podcast. And today I want to talk about top 7 best pranks that Jim pulled on Dwight. It's actually pretty weird that I don't have a watch list of The Office. But here we go, I should eventually start somewhere, and this is the first one. Number 7. Putting Dwight's stapler into Jello. Well, this is the most classic prank that Jim pulled on Dwight. This exact prank is on the British version, which the American version was inspired by. In a pretty simple prank, it happens in the first episode of the show. Jim puts Dwight's stapler inside Jello, and this is actually pretty smart because after this we know what kind of a character Jim has and what kind of a character Dwight has, and it sets the mood and the relationships that happen on the show. Future Dwight. I don't exactly remember that it was in season 2 or season 3 where Jim was transferred into another branch in another city, but he didn't stop pulling pranks on Dwight. In one of the smartest pranks, Jim sent faxes to his Scranton branch and signed it by the name Future Dwight. He warned him of different dangers that happens or different things that will happen to Dwight in the future. What we see in the show is that Jim tells Dwight, and Dwight kind of attacks Stanley and makes Stanley pour his coffee. Number 5. The Pavlov experiment. Pavlov experiment is actually something that is real, and the show explains it in a most simple way. For a few weeks, whenever Jim makes a sound with his computer, he offers Dwight a mint. And this goes on for weeks. So one day, it's time for Jim to do the final act of this prank. When he makes that sound with the computer, Dwight unconsciously stretches out his hand and Jim asks, "What are you doing?" And Dwight feels that there's something funny happening with his mouth and taste buds. Number 4. Dwight's impersonation. It was pretty simple and elegant. Jim steals Dwight's whole look with only $11, a pair of glasses, a beige shirt, a dumb haircut, and I think a smartwatch. And when Dwight realizes this, his reaction is just priceless. And to top it all, at the end of the episode, Dwight impersonates Jim, which makes the pranks even more funnier. Number 3. Asian Jim. I really would have loved if this bit went on for the whole episode, but it stopped. In the cold open, we see another actor replaces Jim and sits on his seat and pretends to be Jim. He takes his calls and even kisses Pam, and even there's a picture with him and Pam being married with 2 children. And Dwight, who is extremely confused, just has the dumbest look on his face. And it turns out that Jim had to go to the dentist that day. And actually I was a bit sad that Jim wasn't there to see the look on Dwight's face. Number 2. Mr. Buttlicker. When Michael wants to see how his salesmen talk to customers, Dwight pretends answering the phone and Jim becomes an imaginary customer. Jim takes it to another level and introduces himself as Bill Buttlicker and pretends that he cannot hear very well. He gets upset with Dwight, and the line that Dwight says, "Our prices have never been lower," is just one of the best lines of the whole show. This bit goes on and Mr. Buttlicker asks for Michael to talk and then buys $1 million worth of paper from him. And the funniest and the stupidest thing is that Dwight and Michael act like they have really sealed a $1 million deal. And before we talk about number 1, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 1. The Best Man. It was a prank that Jim pulled on Dwight. Well, it wasn't a prank, it was a surprise. Jim says that he cannot be Dwight's best man because Dwight's older than him, and then Dwight turns around and Michael is there. So Jim invited Michael for Dwight's wedding. And yeah, that's my list for the top 7 pranks that Jim pulled on Dwight. Which one is your favorite and which one did I miss? Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have anything to say, don't hesitate to comment down below and let me know. And as always, thanks. Bye.